I started trapping in 1976. My first trapper's license cost me $1.50, and I still have it tucked in a box with my journals and photos of the good old days gone by. People often ask what it is that got me interested in trapping, knowing that I grew up in the city, and even though my father and older brother did some hunting and fishing, there were no trappers in the family. I guess you could say my interest in it all began when I was 10 years old, after seeing the movie Jeremiah Johnson at the theater in 1972. The free and adventurous lifestyles portrayed in that movie not only had me captivated, but I was awakened to the harsh reality that I had been born about a century too late. Man, there's no other place I'd rather be right now. It's just gorgeous out here. It's cold, you know, bone-chilling cold. And if I went through the ice, I'd be in trouble. But I just thrive on that adventure, you know, and I always have. Always have. I got the morning sun on the horizon. The snow is like diamonds. It's silent and solitary. I feel sorry for the people that can't see the beauty in nature and have to surround themselves with expensive things. I often wonder if they ever find contentment from all those expenditures, or do they just keep working to support their need for more? What I do. Yeah, man. Sitting here enjoying my coffee while I took a little trip down memory lane through the pages of some vintage fur fishing game magazines.
You know, I remember when I was a kid and I'd be looking at these ads in the magazines and stuff and be just all wide-eyed and dreamy about all the stuff, you know, and I'm looking at this stuff and it's just triggering all these memories when I was a kid, that I was just dreaming of being a trapper, you know, having a cabin in the woods and that adventurous lifestyle, you know. Good shit, man. Good shit. You know, looking through these old yellow pages. Now, this is the same magazine that I ordered from, 1975 issue, Fur Fishing Game. You know, we didn't have the internet back then, and the only trapping literature that I could come across was Fur Fishing Game magazine. And I didn't know anything about trapping, and I'd read about muskrat lure, use a piece of apple in the lure, you know, so I couldn't wait to buy some lure.
Now, this is the first lure that I ever bought, this Northwood stuff here. And it's funny that now anytime I smell something with spearmint in it, it brings me right back to those days. Funny how that is. Well, Butcher and all the old legendary guys were still at it, you know. Carmen, see me still going. But just cool stuff. Cool stuff. A good way to spend the morning here, just having some coffee, looking at my old magazines, you know. Bringing me back. This is the same magazine that I ordered from when I was a kid. Ludwig W. Sheeder's post-paid trap sale. And I bought a dozen 1.5 Blake and Lamb long springs for $23, and that included the shipping. That was just nuts. You know, if you think about it, when I was growing up, there wasn't any internet, there wasn't any VCRs, no DVDs, nothing like that. And if you wanted to learn something, you had to get a book or find somebody that knew how to do it, and hopefully they'd teach you. I know with trapping and stuff like that, it was all secretive. Nobody would teach you anything. But I didn't know anybody that trapped. And I didn't even know trapping still took place until my 7th grade science teacher, Mr. Tremblay, gave me some back issues of Fur Fishing Game magazine. I had never even heard of Fur Fishing Game. I didn't know trapping still even took place.
and that opened a whole new world for me, man. I don't know if the guy's still alive or not, but I'd sort of like to thank him for giving me those fur fishing game magazines. He knew I didn't have any interest in my schoolwork, but he didn't kind of put me down like the other teachers did. He I don't know, he kind of maybe saw some future for me in the path that I was taking. But anyway, he gave me some fur fishing game magazines, and when I saw in there that trapping still took place and how much fur was bringing and all of that, and I go, well, that's just what I want to do. That's what I want to do, and that's what the life I'm going to pursue, and I did. And I'm so glad I did.
And like this old fur fishing game magazine here, 1962. You know, this is the year that I was born right here, man.
I was definitely born in the wrong era, because trappers, if you were a successful trapper back 51 years ago, you were a wealthy man, because I'm going to show you some of the fur market prices in here, and it's just mind-blowing.
And here it says New York raw fur market, so that's quite a coincidence right there. But I want to show you something. This is 1962, all right? In the beaver, the best heavy sections realized $38 to $39.50 for XXLs, $27.50 to $30 for XLs, $16.50 to $19 for large, and ordinary sections of all goods, $23 to $28.
That was a lot of money back then, man. That's the prices that we're getting now, all right? And a $10 bill is squat, you know, barely gets you 2 gallons of gas. And back then, 38 bucks, are you kidding me? 51 years ago, that was a lot of money. I cannot imagine if you took those prices now and used the same dollar scale, how much money I would have made this fall. And a good trapper back then, just incredible. I was definitely born in the wrong era, man.
Let's look at some more of this stuff. Wild mink, $21.50, $24.50, $23.50. You know, that's the prices we get now. Now, this is a different era, I can tell you. Here, you can just go ahead and order a pistol, all right? 22 caliber pistol, $33.95. Huh? How would that be these days, huh?
Or just send in your check and get a pistol through the mail, huh? Times have changed, huh? You can just send away and get a pistol, $33.95, huh? $33.95. One beaver would buy you a pistol and a whole bunch of ammo. Is that crazy, huh? Is that nuts? And the way things are now, aren't we supposed to progress? Isn't the world supposed to get better? And now all the hoops you got to jump through to get a gun. I mean, back then you just order one. Anybody could just order one, and we had a lot less crime then than we do now. It just, I can't even go there. I can't even go there, man. I just got to stay in my little dreamland.
22 Magnum, okay, 22 Magnum rifle here. Got a scope, $64.50. Yeah. All right, see what else we got. So, 2 beavers, huh? 2 beavers would have bought that with no problem.
So for you younger folks here, that ought to give you a little bit of an indication of the change in the dollar. Now, we get the same price for beaver now that they did when I was born 51 years ago, and but the dollar went a lot further. You can see you could buy a brand new camper, you know,
an awesome little Scotty camper for $775, huh? But a beaver will bring $38.
Opening day on the 2010 or 2011 season, on opening day I caught 18 beaver. I could have bought that camper with my opening day's catch. That's just beaver, not counting the other critters. That's crazy. There's a boat right here for 55 bucks. 2 beaver. 2 beaver, you could buy a boat. Huh? And when I was a kid, and my dad would be talking to his friends or something, and he'd be going, oh, if I knew then what I know now, or if I could go back to those days with the knowledge that I have today, I can relate. I can certainly relate. Because if I could go back to those days with the trapping knowledge I have now, and the fur prices that they were bringing, man, life would be something, wouldn't it?
As I thumbed through these old yellow pages, I couldn't help but reflecting upon my childhood dreams and the life that I lived by chasing them. I reminisced about the days when I was running traps as a teenager, my winter excursions with my buddy Roger, on the water with my Brittany and all the miles we put behind us, the solitude of my first cabin and all the dreams I fulfilled while living there. In that old 72 Blazer. Man, they don't make 'em like they used to, I can tell you that. I often wonder what life would be like if my dad never introduced us to the woods when I was a boy. By bringing us back to nature and the lessons learned there, he set the foundation for us to build our lives upon. He taught us respect and appreciation and to never be wasteful. And even though he rarely ever gave us the things we asked for, he always offered us the opportunity to earn them. So I learned I had two choices in life. I could either pursue my dreams and desires on my own, or I could go without. It didn't take me long to learn that pursuing them was a heck of a lot more productive than waiting for a handout. I'm certain this lesson alone was the key to my success. It taught me independence, and independence built the confidence I needed to swap the only life I knew for the life I always dreamed about. I hope that as my dad is watching down upon me, that I have him doing so with his approval.